Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, I am Caro, and on this channel I share a lot about my artwork as well as my ideas on life, on what we're doing here on planet Earth. I share why I feel it's so important to give ourselves space and time to align with ourselves, living a life conscious about our impact on planet Earth, on the species that we share the planet with, on the people that we love, and also on loving ourselves. So on today's video, this is a topic that I've wanted to share with you for a long time. I think that we hear a lot of comments saying that we are just one single person and that we are not going to be able to make a real impact on how our world works. And I feel that's not true necessarily. I understand that I'm just an artist. What I do in my day-to-day life is share my art, share these videos with you. And I might not be Jeff Bezos or a huge company CEO, but then again, the vote that we all have is that the things that we buy make a difference. I think that we often forget how important we are for companies as customers and how much of an impact where we spend our money makes on how this world is run. What most companies want to do at the end of the day is build more profit. And if we as customers start demanding for specific things, the only thing that they'll be able to do is actually give us those things. So every time that I buy anything, I could be talking about clothes or makeup products or food or cleaning supplies. So there are a bunch of stages that I think are very important for us to think before we buy. The first thing is what was needed in order to create this product. What are the ingredients that they are using to make their products? Was there any nature being contaminated by making this product? Where are the resources coming? If we would be talking about fast fashion, maybe in order to create that synthetic $2 t-shirt, a lot of rivers needed to be contaminated by all the chemicals released by the factories. I also think a lot about if the employees of the company are happy, if there's any transparency on these companies' websites about how are their employees being treated. There are a lot of companies that are actually owned by their own employees, and I think that's amazing. The third thing that I think is very important to think about is how is this product actually impacting our lives? If we're talking about food, if we're talking about makeup, if we're talking about skincare products, what are these ingredients actually doing to our bodies? Are these chemicals toxic? Are there any chemicals on the product? Or are they actually made of plant-based natural ingredients? It's also very tricky nowadays to just go by something because it says it's natural. The word natural doesn't really mean anything. Anyone can put that in their product, and I can say that something that is made 100% of chemicals is natural. There is no law behind the word natural. So there's a bunch of certifications that companies can get. I understand that not every company can or does get the certifications, even though they might be doing things sustainable, because these certifications are very expensive. So we've already been through what was needed in order to create a product. How are the employees treated on that company? What do the ingredients do to our bodies? And also, what is the impact on our natural resources once we're done using this product? It's very important to also understand if the products that we're buying are biodegradable, if they are compostable, what is the packing that they come in. Another thing that I really like to focus on whenever I buy a product is understand where is this company putting their money. I understand that a lot of companies have resources that they decide to put in onto another things that they're interested on, and I really like to support brands that support the same things that I like to support. Let's say Dr. Bronner's. This has been my favorite soap since I moved to New York from Peru, and Dr. Bronner's put some of their resources in psychedelic research through MAPS, which is the Multidisciplinary Association of Psychedelic Studies. And I think that that's a great way to use the resources. So I love not only the products that they create, but I also love knowing that a little percentage of my money spent on Bronners is spent on psychedelic research for healing our society. So I feel that sometimes we think that we are just one single person and that we cannot really do a change in this world. But if all of us would be putting our money and supporting companies that are doing things that align with our own beliefs, I think that's a great way to go beyond not only making an impact on this planet through our work, but also through where we are putting our own resources. I understand that acquiring things from sustainable and eco-friendly companies might be more expensive most of the times. And there are two things that I think are important in that topic. The first one is not that they are more expensive, it's that this is the price that things actually cost to be made. When we are thinking about fast fashion or junk food or things that are not made in a sustainable way, is the reason why they are so cheap is because they are cutting corners all over the place. And just making that switch in my mind, that actually buying a t-shirt from a sustainable brand that might be $20 or $30 compared to a t-shirt of $2 from a fast fashion brand is because a t-shirt should actually cost 20 or 30 when a brand is not cutting corners. And the other thing is, yes, buying a t-shirt from a sustainable brand might be way more expensive, but maybe I don't need to buy 10 t-shirts that cost $2 and I can only wear one t-shirt that is 10 times more expensive. So I think that actually switching to more sustainable brands has helped me recognize that I don't need to be consuming as fast and as much as I was when I was younger, and I was crazy about fast fashion and I just went deep the rabbit hole. You know, if you buy a very specific t-shirt, now you need very specific shoes to go with it. So that rabbit hole never ended. I always needed something else to complement my outfit, and I feel so much more happier now that I buy less things because I know that my product is supporting companies that are aligned with my ideas. And you know, now I buy one swimsuit every 3 years, and I'd rather do that and buy one swimsuit that is more expensive. But if I only buy one, I'm spending the same amount of money. The only difference is that I only get to wear one, and it makes me so happy to only wear one that I know that is made in alignment with my ideas and my respect and love for planet Earth, than buying 20 that are actually made in China by employees that are exploited and with unnatural resources and contaminating our rivers and our beautiful planet. So I think this is just something that is very nice to keep in mind. We get to do a change wherever we put our money resources on. And I think this is something that is actually very exciting because we get to make our change through our jobs, through what we create, through loving the people that we are surrounded with, but we also are able to make a change and an impact as customers of every brand that we decide to support. Yes. Some other brands that don't align with our ideas might start picking up on them just because they know they will start making more profit this way. It's awesome that these things can actually be contagious. I don't think that companies that nowadays use chemical and don't treat their employees right and contaminate the rivers are evil and should disappear and I want them dead. No, I feel that these companies are in a learning process. We all are in a learning process. When I used to buy fast fashion, I wasn't a bad human being that didn't care for my planet. I just didn't know, and I didn't have the information that eventually made me change my mind. So I think that all these companies that nowadays are not aligned with our ideas, maybe we should just respect their way of doing things, or maybe they will catch on to more sustainable practices once they get more informed, or maybe they actually don't care about the planet but once they realize they will be able to make more profit because people are switching and swifting into more eco-conscious living. Whatever is the way I think we roll in this learning process, and this is not a video to hate on fast fashion or anything. It's more about let's put our energy on the places and the companies that we think are aligned with our own ideas. And on that matter, I also wanted to let you know that I've done sponsored videos before. I will be doing more sponsored content, but I want you to know that you can trust me and that every company that I decide to work with is a company that aligns with my ideas. And I only accept to partner with brands that really respect our planet, respect our bodies, our planet, their employees. So that being said, I also feel that all of this is a learning process. There are a lot of apps that you can download and they would scan codes for you at the grocery shop or any store that you're on, and they will show you what certificates these brands that you want to buy from have, and all the topics that we're talking about. I feel that at some point I was going too paranoid and I would just scan everything, but that was part of a learning process in the one I decided which brands I support, and now I always buy the same things because I already know that I align with their ideas. And also, if you don't know where a company stands or anything, feel free to ask. Just go to their website, go to contact us, go to the about me, and if you have any questions, just email them. So some of them will avoid your questions and some of them will actually let you know where they are and how they're getting better. And I feel that's so beautiful. I have emailed companies about mica after watching a video by Refinery21, which you might watch right here, because I want to know where they stand on mica and where the makeup that I'm using is coming from. Some brands have been awesome responding and letting me know. Some other brands, and they've responded with emails that don't say anything responding to my actual question. And I feel some other brands have been amazing. I've contacted them and they've said, yes, even though we might be vegan and we might all be plant-based, we're still working on getting better at our packaging. So it's awesome. The fact that companies are not perfect is not what drives me into them. It's the fact that they are trying to get better all the time, and I feel that's magical. There are people out there that actually care. We want to work with the ones that will just justify themselves, or we'll work with the ones that are completely transparent and let us know that they're still fucking up in a lot of things, but they're getting better, and I feel that's amazing. It takes time, but you know what? Sometimes you're just used to receiving everything that we order online in 2 days. It's so good to remember that things take time and that emailing someone might just take us a minute, but then again, we will be sure that the products that we're using are made in a sustainable way. ¿No es cierto, gordita? Well, thank you so much for watching, guys. I'm gonna go take a shower because I smell. I love you all. Thank you so much for being here and making me able to have this space on the internet. It really makes me happy to share my mind with you, and I'm learning so much from all the comments that you guys give me, all the recommendations that you give me. Thank you for being so lovely and for trusting on this channel. I feel I'm able to open my heart to you. So thank you so much for being part of this family and this YouTube channel. I love you all. Ciao!